The Tragedy of Cinema podcast is intended as a family-friendly program that by extension strives to be inclusive to all people regardless of their ethnicity, gender, creed, or any other identifying factors in this incredibly diverse world of ours. With that said, some of the films we discuss may contain serious subject matters or have content considered morally objectionable by today's standards. We do not intend to condone or dismiss these aspects of these films, but our primary focus will be on what we believe the film succeeds at, some fun facts, and our personal enjoyment factors of each film. With that said, we hope you enjoy the show.
This trip business or pleasure?
Pleasure, I hope.
Welcome to the United States.
Hamer Reinhardt, sometimes called Wolfgar. Born Frankfurt, Germany, 1946. Educated Paris and Patrice Lumumba University, Moscow. Currently self-employed. Occupation, international terrorist.
You are to be indoctrinated in counter-terrorist techniques.
Deke Da Silva, age 35. Born and raised New York City. Honorable discharge, U.S. Army, 1972. 52 registered kills. Occupation, cop. One man can bring the world to its knees, and only one man can stop him. Universal Pictures presents Sylvester Stallone in Nighthawks, coming in April.
All right, guys, welcome back to Make Fun of Kyle Day. Just kidding. This is the Tragedy of Cinema podcast.
Every
I'm your
day
host,
is Make Fun
Jimbo.
of Kyle Day. Every day is Make Fun of the Kyle Day, Jimbo. And I'm your co-host, Kyle Zahner.
Kyle Zahner in the house.
Uh-huh.
So, Kyle, today we will be discussing a movie where I said, hey, Kyle, look at this. Sylvester Stallone's got a funny beard in this. And Kyle's like, well, I want to cover that next week. I was like,
That's
really?
our movie now.
I said, why? He said, because Stallone's got a beard.
Because Stallone's got a beard and glasses.
You want to see the beard, though. It is epic.
It's a great beard. It's a great beard. This is a good Sylvester Stallone movie where he's playing against his
It's
rival.
actually a good movie. Yeah. I can't believe I said that, but yeah, it was one of those obscure ones I had never even heard of. Had you?
No, I had not heard it before we did this podcast.
Right. Yeah. So,
yeah.
But Kyle, before we get started,
what do you want to do, Jimbo? A question for Kyle? Or do you want to
yeah, it's a question for Kyle.
Question for Kyle time. Okay, ask me a question.
Kyle.
Yes.
Are
Jimbo.
you ready?
No, I'm not. Never am. Never will be.
Kyle, this movie stars Sylvester Stallone, Sly, as some people call him, and Billy D. Williams as a dynamic cop duo.
Yeah.
Give me your favorite dynamic cop duo.
Dynamic cop duo. Oh, Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon. What's his name? Danny Glover. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite. Yeah, those guys just love each other. It's great.
I'd probably have to go with, was it Turner and Hooch?
Turner and Hooch?
Tom Hanks and the dog. I don't remember if they were cops or not.
Just like you do Sylvester Stallone again, like Joe in Dredd. It was a Sylvester Stallone and the guy from Deuce Bigalow.
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider and Sylvester Stallone.
You know, I think eventually we may need to cover Police Academy on this episode, on this podcast.
Because Die Hard 3, Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson too. That's a really good one. I mean,
you know, I'm not a Die Hard fan, so why would you even bring that up on this podcast?
The best Christmas movie. Come on, you and your anti-Christmas agenda, Jimbo.
All right, Kyle. Well, before we get started, We do have a couple of reviews we said we would read. We were supposed to read them last week, but time got away from us, and Kyle didn't remind me till the very end. So,
but
Kyle,
now we're going to hit it from the top.
Go ahead and read those 2 reviews, please.
Okay, this review comes from P. Ballman number 1. This is titled "A Movie Lovers Must." Yeah, y'all have come a long way since the beginning. There was a co-host change in the middle there, but it was a good one. Congrats, guys! Keep up the great work. From Tim Mullins. Thank you, Tim Mullins.
Tim Mullins, our buddy, and he said we've come a long way, and he knew. When I had to make a co-host change, and he said it was for the better. And, I tend to agree. I think you do a really good job, Kyle.
Thank you, Jimbo. I really appreciate it. Thanks again. Mm-hmm. And next up, we have a review from Jason B. 007. He wrote, Raiders is the best movie of 1982. I won't disagree with you on that. But hats off to Spielberg for the top 2. Bond out. Thank you for the 5-star review.
Yeah, Bond's a normal listener. He usually chimes in on our Twilight Zone episodes and leaves reviews. So
awesome.
Thanks, Bond. Didn't know you listened to the regular feed too.
Appreciate it.
So, all right, Kyle, you ready to dive into this episode this episode, but this movie from 1981, Kyle, where I was just 4 years old,
a wee little lad.
So this movie's really old. It's 42 years old. 43 years old.
It is 43 years old. All right, yes. 43 years old as of April 10th, because this movie was released on April 10th, 1981. Nighthawks, rated R. When one of Europe's most lethal terrorists shows up in New York, an elite undercover cop is assigned to take him down by any means necessary, including murder.
True story.
I added the murder part.
No, it's true.
Nice. Directed by Bruce Malmuth, written by David Saber and Paul Seibert, produced by Dan Malmuth and Martin Pohl, composed by Keith Emerson, and casting director was Sis Corman. Budget for the film was $5 million flat. Adjusting for inflation would be about $16.9 million today. Actually, we're just going to round that up to $17 million. Make it easier for you guys. So about $17 million today. Wow. $5 million 40 years ago. $17 million today now. Inflation hurts. And next up, opening weekend, it made just $2.5 million. Adjusting for inflation would be about $8.6 today. So unfortunately, didn't make any money back for opening weekend. But luckily, gross US Canada made $14.9 million. Just for inflation would be about around $60 million today. But then gross worldwide, it made $19.9 million. And that's where we got the big bucks of $67.5 million today. So in the end, it made its money back and then some. I'm sure it did well enough for itself. So that's good news for Sly and everyone else in this film, Billy Williams. I'm sure they all got a good paycheck out of this at the end of the day. So good news for them on there. Some of the technical details of the film. I forgot to look up awards before we started this, so I don't know if I got warning horns nuts. But some technical details. It has a runtime of 99 minutes. It actually has a mono sound mix, which is a little unusual for 1981. Usually we get at least 2-channel in 1980, so this is just a mono mix. This is a color film. Aspect ratio is 1.85 by 1. And the production dates was from January 21st, 1980 to April of 1980. And then 1 year later, we finally got the final cut released. So that's cool news there. Next up, we're going to move on to the cast. And this is a surprisingly decent cast going on here. First up, of course, we got the legendary Sylvester Stallone playing the role of Decky De Silva. Sylvester Stallone, of course, easily well recognizable for his roles as Rocky from 1976 to... what is it now, 7 or 8 movies later now where he still plays Rocky?
He's got Creed and all that stuff.
Rocky 1 through 5, then Creed 1 and 2, and I think he finished after that. I don't think he appeared in Creed 3 at all. But still, a huge amount of Rocky movies. And then Rambo, which I think they got 6 now, I think. I think they got 6 Rambo movies, or maybe 5, around there. Ended with Rambo Last Blood, which was awful. Next up, we got, he was also in The Suicide Squad pretty recently. I think that was 2019, or, no, not 2019, probably 2020. I think. But the Suicide Squad, where he played King Shark. King Shark is a shark. Fun stuff there. Next up, he was in the Expendables series, which I think that has on its 4th movie now. I think it just came out a few weeks ago, actually.
Have you watched it?
No, I have not. Have you?
No.
Yeah, no. Near anyone else, I'm sure.
I'm a couple of them. I'm a couple behind.
That's probably the right position to be for the rest of your life. He also mentioned, Assassins, one of Jimbo's personal favorites right there.
It is.
And then one of my personal favorites, he was also Judge Dredd for the Judge Dredd films. I am the law! So awesome news there. So Sylvester Stallone playing Decky De Silva. Then next up, playing his partner in law. We have Billy D. Williams playing the role of Matthew Fox. Billy D. Williams, of course, easily most recognizable for his role as Lando Calrissian in the Star Wars trilogy, specifically Star Wars Episode V and Star Wars Episode 6, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So awesome news there, seeing Billy D. Williams back in this role. And, of course, he was also Harvey Dent in Batman 19... was it the voice role for Batman?
No, he played...
In the live action, did he?
Yeah,
he did,
with
didn't
Michael
he?
Keaton.
That's right, he did, but he didn't become Two-Face. He just made
No.
Harvey Dent because he didn't have time to become
Right.
Two-Face. Got it. I remember that now. Yeah, so that was awesome there too. And he was also in Command & Conquer 3: Tiberium Wars, which is one of my personal favorite games as well, where he played an evil politician. I loved him to death in that movie, in that game. Fun game there. Next up, though, we have Lindsay Wagner playing the role of Irene. Lindsay Wagner, of course, easily recognizable for a role as the bionic woman of the show, the same name, from 1976 to, I think that show ran for like 2 or 3 years, I think. So from 1976 to, 78 or 79, I think. And, of course, also numerous other TV shows. Can't remember all the shows with Lindsay Wagner. And she was also in Death Stranding back in like 2018 or 2019 when that game came out as well. So pretty cool stuff there going off with Lindsay Wagner. Then next up we have Paris Kambata playing the role of Shaka. Paris was also in the film Star Wars Motion Picture, where she played Aliyah in the first film. The kind of like the robot, the kind of the girl under a trance or possession to some degree by whatever alien force is attacking the Star Trek film in that film. And she was also in the film. Let me see here. I wrote Phoenix the Warrior. Yeah, Phoenix the Warrior, where she played the role of Cobalt. Then next up we have Nigel Davenport playing the role of Peter Hartman. Nigel Davenport was also in the film The Man of All Seasons, where he played the Duke of Norfolk, and also in the film Chariots of Fire, where he played Lord Birkenhead. Then we have Rutger Hauer playing the role of Wolfgar. Rutger Hauer, also a legendary actor in his own right, played numerous roles. Sad to see him pass away. Wait, did he pass away? Or I'm thinking of
he's dead.
Yeah, he's passed away a few years ago now. But he was many of his roles, especially like Batty from the Blade Runner films, the first one there. Hobo with a Shotgun in 2011. Sin City, where he played Cardinal Rung, and Kaisen, where he played Master Xenohort. Yeah.
No, he's in Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, right? Master Xenophort, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wrote a little heart.
I know, I
That's
wrote a
what
heart.
You put a heart there. That's so nice. Yeah. We had a ton of notes this week, so I had Jimbo help me out, and so I got to read his handwriting, and he did a good job, but I'm a bad reader.
Well, I drew a picture and it threw him off where I put a heart instead of...
Next up, we have Hillary Thompson playing the role of Pam. Hillary Thompson was also in the film The Fury in 1978 and several different TV shows. Then next up, we have John Spindle playing the role of Lieutenant Munafo. Munafo. I'm going to say Munafo. Joe Spindle was also in the film Taxi Driver in 1976, where he played a personal officer. Rocky, where he played Gazzo. And The Godfather, where he played Willie Sissy. Okay, yeah, got that right there. And that's going to conclude the cast list for Nighthawks right there. So, Jimbo, let's drive into some trivia. Drive into it. That's right. Drive into it. Don't dive. Drive.
Don't drink and
dive.
So, I think this is a really good movie. It's a good cop, bad cop, but these two are on the night beat, in New York City, I guess, and they are tasked. They are sent away, well, not away, but they are tasked to a task force that's trying to stop this international terrorist, which is Rutger Hauer, which he's been under blowing up shops over there in, what was it, Britain or England, Ireland, somewhere.
And he's a bit of like a terrorist mercenary almost, where he just works for whatever kind of rebellious cause was willing to hire him to.
Right.
So he's a pure psychopath that just bombs random places for wherever the highest bidder is and happens to be a rebellious cause.
Well, it's like, he undergoes plastic surgery to change his appearance, comes over to the United States.
And begins bombing buildings in there.
He ends up taking, was it the United Nations that were meeting there, and he ends up taking a bunch of the different, of that tram.
Yeah, that tram, Kyle. Yeah, but early in the film, he blows up one of the buildings at night, so they all claim they have protection money, stuff like that, too, to keep the police distracted.
And he's so merciless that he's at a party, and I guess they got tipped off that he was there because they come up the stairs, and before they come up the stairs, the one guy I guess it's his house or whatever. But he comes out with that. He's got that guitar, or whatever, and he shoots that guy or the cop right through the guitar or whatever.
Yeah, with like a Mac 10.
Great
Oh
scene.
yeah, absolutely. It just shows how vicious he is too. Immediately, where like he takes no chances whatsoever. As soon as he knows he's compromised, he immediately pulls out his gun, and starts killing everyone that's in his way, and leaves as quickly as he came in. So incredibly, it shows how much of a threat he is to everyone he's around. So really good scene right there, for sure.
And there's also the scene where he basically meets that girl. I think her name's Amy. I don't remember.
The air stewardess.
Yeah, and he basically goes and stays with her, but she ends up finding like his
bomb making kit.
Oh, yeah, grenades and guns, and he's like, you shouldn't have done that, And he's what's that thing he always says? Oh, you go to
a better place.
Better place, yeah.
Go to a better place.
Somebody's dying.
Just kill her. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, it's a really good movie. If you've never seen this movie, it's really worth a watch. I do believe. So here we go. Let's talk a little bit of some trivia. So the 63rd Street Tunnel was under construction at this time. Was used in the underground chase sequence. I think where Rutger Hauer's running and Stone and Billy D. Williams are chasing.
The subway area?
Yeah.
Cool.
When the original director, Gary Nelson, left the project, Bruce Melma took over production. When he couldn't make it onto his first day to shoot the train scene, Sylvester Stallone directed the chase to not miss a day of shooting. This caused trouble with the Directors Guild. Guild rule states that a Directors Guild member cannot be fired so an actor can take over directing a movie in which he is starring. So the producers asked for and received special permission for Stallone to direct the scene.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
So at least they actually got permission instead of just doing it what they want to do.
Yeah, it's amazing he got it done there. It sounds like he did it the right way as best he could.
Especially that quick to get an answer.
Yeah. Especially, like, I'm sure there's a lot of money involved in that kind of situation, too. So good on Sly for saving the day, basically.
Right. This was Rutger Hauer's first American feature film.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know if he did anything over there in Dutch or anything.
Yeah, presumably he'd have to, because he's such an accomplished actor in his own right that way.
The story was originally planned as the French Connection 3 by screenwriter David Schreiber at 20th Century Fox, and would have seen Gene Hackman's Popeye Doyle team up with a wisecracking police officer to be possibly played by Richard Pryor.
Oh my god.
The main plot was the same, but when Hackman showed reluctance to do a third movie as Doyle, the idea was scrapped, and Universal Pictures acquired the rights to the storyline, which Saber then reworked into this movie.
That explains so much of this film. It really does. Because we've
been talking about doing the French Connection on this show for
we
months.
Punched it back and forth.
But I thought that was very good. Can you see Richard Pryor as a police officer? Yeah. I mean, hilarious.
Yeah, this is the most. I can't figure out the math of his age too. Is it one of those things like by the time he gets to French Connection 3, Gene Hackman would have been a little too long in the tooth to do an action movie like this. But still, oh my gosh, because it does have that same kind of gritty atmosphere that the French Connection had, where like things are kind of sad in that whole city.
This was the first movie in which Sylvester Stallone played a police officer. Did you ever see Copland?
No, I've not. Is it really good?
It's all right.
How many movies has Sylvester Stallone played a cop in? I mean, if you got to count Judge Dredd. Then got this.
Yeah,
film,
but this is 1981
Copland.
though. Judge Dredd was a.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of how many times in his career Sylvester Stallone's played a cop. Yeah, I think those are like the 3 films he really played a cop. Anything else is kind of like.
He made a lot of those B movies later on too. So
right.
I don't know.
Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Right, stuff like
that. Cobra.
Cobra was good.
Cobra was good.
In preparation for their roles as New York City street cops, Billy D. Williams and Sylvester Stallone spent several weeks working at night with the New York City Street Crime Unit.
Cool.
The cable car scene in this movie was the Manhattan to Roosevelt Island overhead tramway, so it was the real one. I think that's cool. Reportedly, Sylvester Stallone did all of his own stunts in this movie, and we'll talk about a few of them here later on in the notes where could have killed him. So
yeah, there's definitely a lot of risky stuff in here too. I mean, oh my gosh, I love this film, especially where it's just like they had to do everything practically because he couldn't possibly do a fake version of it. But it's like, let's just throw a bus into the Hudson. Why not? Just do it. Just do it. It's so dumb.
We'll talk about that here in a minute too. The meaning and relevance of this movie's title is that Nighthawks refers to the men and women street cops of the New York City Crime Unit who patrol the city at nighttime. So our hats off are to them. This movie premiered 3 years after another movie which had the same title. Nighthawks was a very different movie, a drama about a gay male school teacher.
That's fantastic. In that order, gay male school teacher.
Jeez, Kyle. All right, here we go. Sylvester Stallone said of the cable car stunt to Ain't It Cool News, quote, Hanging from the cable car was probably one of the more dangerous stunts I was asked to perform because it was untested, and I was asked to hold a folding Gerber knife in my left hand, so if the cable were to snap and I survived the 230-foot fall into the East River with its ice-cold 8-mile-an-hour current, I could cut myself free from the harness because the cable, when stretched, outweighed more than 300 pounds. I tell you this because it's so stupid to believe that I would survive hitting the water, so to go beyond that is absurd.
Yeah, because you mean they're going to break nearly all your bones. And then supposedly get the strength to cut yourself loose and swim back to shore before anyone else can get to you, because you're gone in minutes.
Oh, you freeze to death.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone is seen twice in drag in this movie, at the beginning and at the end. The end scene is awesome.
The end scene is amazing.
Yeah.
The beginning scene is great, too.
It's just great.
Yeah. And also, I appreciate, Schwarzenegger for so many years in this decade was doing like straight action guy, but Sylvester Stallone, he would take those like weirder acting roles where it's like, yeah, I'll get in drag for this role if the role demands it. And sure enough, this thing too. They don't even he doesn't even like dress to show how big he is too. He's wearing like trench coats for like the majority of the film
And
to
a
hide
robe at the
how
end.
large he is of a man.
Originally, the script was based on a real character, the international terrorist known as Carlos the Jackal.
Carlos the Jackal. Oh, isn't that one of the Arnold Schwarzenegger films called The Jackal too? I wonder if that's
Well, there is a movie called The Jackal, but I don't
or is it
think
Bruce Willis? It's Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah.
Rutger Hauer lost his mother and his best friend during the production of this movie. He returned to his native Netherlands from both of their respective funerals, but returned to the production each time within a few days. Despite all of his personal drama and all the difficulties on the set, Hauer stated in his autobiography that he was happy he stayed aboard as this on this movie because it caused him to be noticed in Hollywood and started an impressive international career.
I would think also like going through sometimes going through that kind of like the emotional turmoil of losing loved ones like that, it's nice to have an outlet where it's like I can focus on my job and not have to focus on the emotions going through me right there too.
Right.
So that could also be an outlet to him in that moment too, where like he had his job to focus on, and getting this movie done was a good way to kind of help him process his emotions. So I hope so. So good to hear on that he got through it well enough.
Sylvester Stallone was really disappointed with the way Universal Pictures re-edited the movie, despite the fact that he did his share of re-editing on the movie prior to the studio's interference. He was really upset because of the removal of his dramatic scenes with Lindsay Wagner, including an emotional scene between him and Wagner in a restaurant, only mentioned in the final version of the movie, where his character breaks down and cries after his ex-wife refuses to remarry him.
Oh, wow, that's really difficult. I wish there was like a Nighthawks definitive cut or something like that I could watch on time.
Well, we'll ask Lindsay Wagner at Indiana Comic-Con.
Yeah.
According to the interview in Premiere Magazine, Rutger Hauer was told before filming that Sylvester Stallone ran up building stairwells for exercise. However, during the subway chase, Hauer continually outran the American star, who is known for his competitive streaks.
Imagine him getting more and more pissed off each time he loses to. Oh my gosh.
Stories about on-set fights between Rutger Hauer and Sylvester Stallone are still talked about amongst fans of this movie and both actors. In his autobiography, Hauer stated that Stallone had come off of a recent string of box office bombs and was in desperate need of a hit movie. Hauer felt that many of the on-set clashes stemmed from Stallone's constant efforts to keep tight control over every aspect of the film's production, such as replacing original director Gary Nelson with Bruce Melmuth. However, Hauer also said during interviews and years later that he actually didn't take his arguments with Stallone personally, and that the biggest problem during filming was that it was a very difficult movie to make. From his part, Stallone had expressed deep regret over his behavior in the 1980s during a 2014 interview, stating that the success of Rocky had made him insufferable. By his own admission, he abused power and was an authority on everything, and wished that he could go back and punch myself in the face.
Oh, wow. That's props to Sylvester Stallone having that little introspection and recognizing like the bad things he was doing in his career at the time. Not terrible, but enough to be insufferable, and I'm sure a difficult person to work with. Right. Really cool that he's come to recognize that.
Stallone had a lifelong fear of heights, but there's the one scene where he wanted to do all of his own stunts. So there was this one scene. I'll tell you this, and I'll tell you about this other stunt. But there was this stunt where they were on the train, and he was supposed to kick out the glass on the subway or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was reinforced with the wire. You ever seen the wire with that? It was going to take a really good kick
to actually get through it.
So when he went to do it, because he said we're using real glass.
Oh, yeah.
So he went to kick it, and the window unseated or whatever, and he lost his balance, and he almost got ran over by the train.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, for that. But then also, due to his fears, Stallone said of the helicopter stunt, I've never been so scared in my life. In the same interview, Stallone also said he spent 15 weeks in almost total seclusion in his hotel room between scenes, and that those were the most stressful moments of his life.
I bet. Oh my gosh. The turmoil, like the dread of having to do it again. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel bad for him right there.
The London bombing was filmed at Arding and Hobbs, an actual store at the corners of Lavender Hill and St. John's Road in Battersea. The store was built in 1910 and is a Grade 2 listed historical building. As of 2017, Debenhams occupies the main part of the building. But they really destroyed that.
Really destroyed a building, I guess.
I don't know if they destroyed it.
Well,
but,
presumably
they used it.
Enough to make a late discussion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the first times the Roosevelt tram was used in a movie. Do you know what one of the other ones is?
Would it be Die Hard 3?
No. How about Spider-Man?
Spooderman. Nice. I wonder if it's Spider-Man 1 or 2 or 3.
I think it's the one where he's like...
doing the arm thing.
As the London counter salesperson, Canadian Catherine Mary Stewart was dubbed by someone with an English accent. Although Catherine herself said in a Cult Film Freak interview, "I was supposed to be British, and having lived there a while, I had a pretty good accent, but apparently they had to overdub me and did so with someone in L.A. I assume because that was not my voice, and the accent wasn't good. Wasn't good
enough.
I thought.
Yeah.
How would you like that? Oh, we need somebody. Oh, sorry. We need somebody that's.
You don't sound British enough. I'm sorry, dear. We'll get this girl from LA to do it for you. Like, what?
The bus jump into the river was performed by legendary stuntman Dar Robinson, who was the movie's stunt coordinator. The most dangerous element about the stunt was the risk of Dar being knocked out during the hard landing and having to undo his harness and exit the bus before it sank. Dar's ability to engineer dangerous stunts safely allowed the stunt to be performed flawlessly.
Good stuff. Yeah, it was a great stunt too. It looks great on film. I think it looks amazing.
Really good.
Yeah.
This always blows my mind of how they film a movie. Okay, because the first scene that Rutger Hauer had to film was his death scene at the end of the movie.
Oh, wow.
While filming the scene, Hauer was injured twice. In one instance, a squib meant to simulate a gunshot wound exploded on the wrong side and severely burned him. Ow. The other, a cable that would yank him to simulate the force of being shot, was pulled too hard, straining his back. Afterward, Howard discovered that the cable was pulled with such force on Sylvester Stallone's orders. This was the last straw for Howard, who then threatened Stallone that he would break his balls if he ever did something like that again. Their working relationship afterwards was marked by numerous arguments. Stallone felt that Howard's performance dominated this movie, which I think it did.
Yeah, I agree.
Two versions of this movie were shown to test audience, one with a more emphasis on Stallone's character and the other on Howard's. The version featuring more of Howard's scenes was better received by audiences. Stallone then removed some of Howard's scenes from what became the final version of the movie. This has been confirmed in Frank Sinello's book, Stallone: A Rocky Life. So there was more scenes of Howard that we didn't even get to see.
Now even more, I want like a definitive cut of this film with like Lindsay Wagner's and Howard scenes restored.
So prior to its theatrical release, the movie was severely edited for violence by the MPAA and the Universal Pictures. Amongst the scenes that were deleted are the disco shootout, which originally had Wolfgar shooting and killing more people, and Wolfgar's death scene in the ending, which was almost completely deleted. An original uncut scene showed Wolfgar getting shot 5 times instead of twice in slow motion by Da Silva. And in the end, the final 6 shots hit him in the head, blowing his brains out.
Oh my gosh.
An animatronic head of Rutger Hauer was made by special makeup artist Dick Smith and used in this scene. Although there was never an uncut version available, the soundtrack released for this movie included a track called Face to Face, which was used in the uncut editing.
That does explain why, like, how abrupt the ending is too, because the really is just like, he shot and credits.
He shot. He goes there and he's laying on the guardrail. And Stallone just comes out and sits on the steps and it's over. And I'm like, that's kind of a weird ending.
Yeah. It's a very sudden ending where it's just like there should be like maybe an epilogue to this.
So Kyle, tell me about your first viewing and rating of Nighthawks.
I think it was really, really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Great action. It's brutal. It's dark. It's miserable in a way that I really can just love dwelling in. Yeah, no, it's just, the world is just like, man, bad things just happen all the time. There's nothing you can do to stop it. You can only just be a good cop. That's all you can do in this gritty world. It's just that kind of nonsense. Billy D. Williams does a great job as well. I always thought it was weird, like how he gets like his jaw, like basically split in half with a knife, but yet the next day he has it sewn together and now he's fine again.
And have you seen that big old bandage he's wearing on the side of his head?
It's like, how is your face not always on the class of maybe falling off? Why are you not Two-Face? Sorry, that's terrible. Yeah.
Because he was going to Cloud City. It's Lando Calrissian.
He runs Cloud City. He's Lando Calrissian.
International smuggler.
Yeah, he owns a Millennium Falcon. Danny Glover's gonna play. No, Donald Glover's gonna play someday. Yeah, but overall, it's a pretty great film. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. Rutger Hauer's role steals every scene he's in, as well as him being the main focus of every scene he's in, which is great. So overall, this is a film very strong. I'm probably gonna give it a strong 7 out of 10 right now, and I feel really good about it. It's virtually on great, almost an 8 out of 10, but I think I'm gonna settle with 7 and say it's a good film worth watching at least once if you're a Sylvester Stallone fan, especially, or an action fan. So I would definitely give it a watch again sometime in the future. So Jimbo, how do you feel about it?
I think Rutger Hauer's performance. I think he dominates the screen. I think he's genuinely a scary individual in this movie because he's one of those guys that could just blow up everything, including himself, and not care.
He presents such a great intensity to all of his roles.
Great.
Yeah.
And I think this might be my favorite movie I've ever seen him in. I think he does better here than he did in Blade Runner, personally. I like the story a lot better. The whole Stallone struggling with his failed marriage, where he's trying to work through it with her, to him getting into it with his police chief boss, and then getting selected to this special task force where the guy's even like, oh well, your marriage failed too, or whatever. He's just getting beat up all over the place. He's like, well, I quit. I don't need to do this.
Yeah. Like, despite his intentions and his impressive ability, he's kind of a loser.
Yeah.
Life is going downhill for him, and he knows it.
Yeah,
He's deeply aware of it.
He was always like, well, I don't think I could take that shot. That's murder. And he's like, dude, this dude's killed so many people already. He's like, you'll know in that time if you can or can't. And he has a shot earlier on. I think it's at the disco scene where he could have took him out.
The trainway. The trainway was definitely.
He could have took him out, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
He froze. So that comes to play later on in the movie. But yeah, I think it's a good action film. It's really good. I can't say too much more about it.
Where would your rating go?
Man,
I know, right?
I probably a 7.5. I think it's right there on the cusp. If we could see some of those deleted scenes, especially if it gave more in-depth look into Rutger Hauer's character, this might jump up to an 8.5, maybe a 9. It's really good. It's a little dated, I will say that. Some of the clothes, some of the way they film it, there's just different stuff you'll notice that it's a different time.
Different time, different kind of production value, and different kind of mindset too. I wasn't I didn't have a radar on me for like questionable material too. In terms of racism or sexism or homophobia or something like that too. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was there.
Right. So I think it was actually genuinely a good movie, and I'm glad we covered it. And I'm glad I seen it on Vudu with Stallone and a beard. And I told Kyle, you got to see this. Kyle's like,
I'm happy to watch it.
So if you want to follow us on the Tragedy of Cinema Facebook page, we're there. We post memes. We have a good time there. If you want to reach out to us at thetragedycinema@gmail.com, you can reach us there. If you want to leave us a review, and we'll read them like we did today, good, bad, or rotten, we don't care. Just thanks for giving us a chance and a listen.
Jimbo,
love you guys.
Jimbo, what movie are we doing next?
Well, Kyle, I'm glad you asked, because I picked the next movie.
And you chose a classic.
A classic. It's a long, and it's a very it's a tough watch.
Oh yeah. No, I understand.
So I chose The Bridge on the River Kwai. I always thought it was The Bridge over the River Kwai, but that is actually I found out while doing the notes that the author was French, and when translated into English, it was The Bridge over the River Kwai. But the movie is actually The Bridge on the River Kwai. So it is ranked, I believe it's 36th all-time on the AFI Top 100. So starring Sir Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Star Wars fame. So can't wait for that. So until next time, I think this episode's coming to a close, and that's a wrap.
And cut.